Hey, welcome back. Here we are. And we just beat pretty much everything except for the last boss of the game and the DLC content and some of the secret stuff. That's what we're going to do right now today. So we're going to head into the painted world of Ariamis. If you didn't watch a previous episode of mine where I went back to the prison that you start off with in the tutorial area, then that is where I got this weird little item that will actually allow me to go into this secret world. Now, there's all these annoying guys right here. I'm just going to go ahead and stab them. They're actually really weak. Of course, they are more around for being much lower level, and I'm pretty high level right now. So, anyways, what you do is you walk up to this giant painting here, hit the examine button, and if you had the item from the I don't know why I can't remember the name of the tutorial area. Anyways, the first area, the tutorial area where you go back to it. If you don't have that item, then you're not going to be able to go in this painting. So we're going to get sucked in. We're like, oh, what's going on? Why is this happening to me? And in we go. This place is really interesting, and I really like it actually. The first time through, it was really frustrating for me because I was I think a little bit lower level when I came in here, and I was not prepared, like gear-wise. And the problem here is that you cannot leave, even if you have the ability to warp away. You cannot leave unless you beat the area. So, anyhow, just letting you know, don't come here unless you're prepared, because if you can't get past this area, you're screwed. So let's go ahead. There's a couple of different things you can get here, and I'm probably going to skip a few, but I will show you a lot of this stuff that you can get while you're here. Now, there's a shortcut to get through a lot of this stuff as in terms of that door right there in front of us, but we can't do that just yet. But we are going to get that very shortly. Go up these stairs, and I want you to know that you need to have a ranged attack here, or this particular spear, like some long-range weapon, because there are these bloated, ugly-looking mofos that will give you the toxic effect if you kill them with melee and are close to them when they die. It is extremely frustrating. That was the main, well, one of the main problems I had when I first came here, is I kept giving myself the toxic effect, and I didn't have anything to cure myself of toxicity, and I just kept dying. So that was really bad. Now I'm coming up here first. This is not necessary. This is just like a couple of items that can get solo proud now. And there's this little item right here. It's this dried finger. And I had to watch out. These little banshee dudes will drop down on your head, and they are tough. But the dried finger, I believe, will make it more likely for you to get invaded. That's what I've heard. It doesn't tell you that, but I've looked it up, and that's what they say, is that if you use the dried finger, you are more likely to be invaded. So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe you guys can confirm in the comments, but that's what I've read. So, all right, I'm going to run out this way here. I skipped a few of those little bloated guys, and yeah, that guy was about to hit me there. Now, you can run through this area here, and there's a bunch of bloated guys that shoot fireballs at you. It's really annoying. You can attack that, but I'm going to jump off the bridge, as you can see there, and you will survive that fall. The reason I do that is because, you know, even if I go back up there, across that bridge, and get all the little, you know, souls and stuff inside that area, I do want to unlock this right here first, this shortcut, because the shortcut, you know, it's very likely that you might die in this area, especially if this is your first time through, and definitely if you don't have like some good heavy armor on. I do like to run around with this heavy armor, and PvE just makes things a lot easier. So we're gonna go ahead and make myself go back to the human form. The reason for this is I want to get invaded by an NPC. So this is another one of those areas where an NPC will invade you, and you can get you know, some specific items from being invaded by him. So I'm going to go ahead and offer some humanity, kindle that flame. That way we can get a couple of extra Estus flasks, always nice. If I'm going to go human form, might as well also kindle my flame a bit. Now, I doubt I will ever be invaded by any humans here because I am such high level. People don't really PvP at this level here. They PvP generally at the DLC area around my level. And we'll get to that later, though. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to head to the right over here, and there are a couple of things that you can loot, as well as a bunch of annoying... oh god, see? These guys! They just run at you and swing like 20 times with these torches, and they hurt quite bad, but just, play it safe. Don't get wrecked by them. Try not to get knocked off the cliff if you run up to the edge. There's a lot of things to loot right at the edge of this, I guess, mountain area here. And you have to essentially be really far over. You just have to be in this area for a while. I think run over to this side here. There's a specific area you have to be in for this guy to invade you. So essentially just come over here and loot everything and you'll get invaded eventually. I believe. Usually he oh, there it is. I was like, where is he at, man? Dark Spirit King Jeremiah has invaded. Now this guy's interesting because he's like a pyromancer. And you'll see him, he's about to throw that big old fireball. And he throws the magma one, or the chaos one, whatever you want to call it. And he does the AoE magma thing. That's actually a really good spell to use after you knock someone down, but not so much otherwise. he gets destroyed. He will shoot this acid cloud that actually destroys your weapon's durability. That's pretty annoying, actually. Or at least I think he does that. I don't know. In any case, you do get that ability. If you run around this wall here, you can grab this right here. Acid Surge, and in PvP, you use that. If people walk into that cloud, it starts to degrade the durability of the weapon. It's really good against anyone who's using like a katana or anything of that nature. Alright, well, so we've gotten that out of the way. There is a couple of things we can do. Now, these guys right here, I usually will come up to these guys, and if you have a weapon that can do some AoE, one good thing to do is if you've got the Toxic Cloud spell that you buy from the Daughter of Chaos, or whatever that little guy is next to him, then you can run up and use the Toxic Cloud on these guys, and it'll kill most of them over a short amount of time. But these guys are really nice to equip an item that gives you extra experience and an extra amount of souls. You just run up here, and by experience I do mean souls, sorry. Wow. Equip an item that gives you extra souls when killing enemies. Kill those guys over and over, and then just keep refreshing your bonfire, and you can get a lot of experience from those guys right there. They give you a lot. Now, anyways, we're going to head down here because we need to unlock some stuff, but be very careful. I recommend putting on some heavy armor and taking it very slow. This is a very dark area, and it has a bunch of those spinning wheel skeletons from, from the catacombs or Tomb of Giants or whatever area you want to consider them being in. So I'm going to go ahead and put on a shield with more stability for this particular area. That way, if I need to block them, I won't have to worry about running out of endurance. Now, I'm probably going to be fine because I know where they come from. There's one to the right, and so we're just going to let him come after us. If I can freaking stab him. Okay, oh, there we go. I was like, am I hitting him or not? Damn it. Alright, there should be one right in front of us that comes, and you can kind of see him. Actually, he's probably not going to come first. I'm going to get aggro from a different one. Maybe. We'll see. Come on. I'm just going to inch up a little bit and wait a little bit. Sometimes they don't come immediately. There he is. Alright, so it is from the middle area. I was like, I couldn't remember. But, alright, so we got that one taken out. And there should be about one or two more that are kind of around the right side here. I'm going to come behind this pillar and look. Alright, so there's one right there. And, yeah, just one. Let's take him out. And I'm pretty sure there's at least two more on the right side of the room. And so let's move up just a bit. Where are they at? Oh, there's one. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I got them both. Okay, so let's finish them off quickly. Ouch. Alright, well, that wasn't too bad. If I was a lot lower level and had less armor and stuff, this place would be a little bit more scary than it is now. Obviously, I'm coming here at a much higher level than I normally would have. I just kind of waited until the end of a lot of the content to get to this area. Anyways, it is an optional area. You don't have to come here. So either way, it's not a big deal. That's all the guys in this room here. We can go ahead and loot the Soul Braver Warrior, and you want to turn this handle here. This will actually allow you to unlock a door that you may or may not even care about, because there is a way to get around the door in the first place. But either way, I mean, I like to do it just for convenience and for completion's sake, I suppose. So it will unlock the door through this fog wall. There you go. There's the double doors, and that sends you to the end of the level. So far, we're making pretty good time in this spot. Painted World of Ariamis can take forever if it's his first time and you're doing this all. Yeah, see, secret door there. If you're doing this without knowing exactly what to do. I think there is a spinning wheel skeleton. There's actually one or two of them in this area, so I'm just gonna take. There it is. And this is the part that really sucks. If you can't find a way to get around him, and he actually unlocks the secret door for me. Thank you, sir. Ow, 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 ow. Damn it. That was painful. But luckily, it wasn't too bad. And there's another one right here. Let's just go ahead and move aside and stab him in the whatever I'm stabbing him in. I'm stabbing him in the wheel. Yeah, how do you like that? Stabbed your wheel. Okay, I'm down in this little area here. There should be a key. I don't know if this. Yeah, there it is. So that's the annex key. And I don't. Okay, that's obviously not a secret door. So the annex key will actually allow you to go and get a couple of, I think like one or two, a miracle and a fire spell or something like that, I believe. Stab this guy really quick. Ah, get out of the way. Well, whatever, I don't care. And right over here is the, oh yeah, this is actually the fire spell. What? Are you really going to follow me up here? Yeah, get out of here. This is a fire spell, so again, make sure you have a ranged weapon. You'll see I'm trying to attack him at max range. Otherwise, he's going to hit me with the toxicity, and I don't want to get toxicity. So, Fire Surge, I don't know. I don't really find it that useful, to be honest. Some people say it's good for the boss of this area, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. But I tried it, and it was definitely not useful for me, to be honest. So, anyhow, let's keep heading out through this direction, and we're gonna climb up this ladder. This is like a different entrance to this spot. You can actually come this way. You know, where I dropped down from the bridge, you'll see this is actually the same area. So, alrighty. Gonna go ahead and top myself off. And now we're gonna head all the way straight across. Now I'm not gonna go to the left just yet because that is the end of the level, and I want to show you the rest of the stuff before we head out of here. All right, come on, really? Stupid benches. Stupid benches. Like I'm cussing at them. This is the NX key right here. You got to use that to unlock that door. And up here, we are going to have a couple of those toxicity dudes. I'm going to go ahead and go back to my grass crest shield. There we go. I just love that so much. It's my favorite shield ever. It's pretty much the only shield I ever use in this game. Alrighty. So let's do our best to not get wrecked by toxic. And I'm just going to move back a little bit. Okay. See that little stuff that spits out whenever you kill them? That's what will make you go toxic. Alright, and there's two more down here. One of these guys will actually shoot fireballs at you, and that really sucks. Alright, stab this guy. Ah, oh, come on! Really? Alright, so that's what I'm talking about. I was a little bit too close when I killed him, and therefore I got that toxic effect. Now, luckily, I'm pretty sure I've got a cure for that. So, let's go ahead and look for it. Should have at least one or two blooming purple moss. Thank God. Okay, so I got one left. Okay, so this right here is a body that has a dark ember. This is so that you can make occult weapons, and I believe an occult weapon is very similar to the divine, except it has also a little bit less damage than the divine, and it has more strength scaling or something like that, if I remember correctly. Now these birds will come at you after you loot that area. And you have to be careful. They have some pretty strong attacks, but the main thing that is scary... Ow, son of a dick. This fireball guy's going to hit me. Let's go ahead and top off. They'll jump on your head, and they'll do this like little grab hold thing that you can't block or whatever, and it hurts really bad. Just keep on dodging these fireballs. Should be good. And hopefully not go toxic here, so I'm going to stab at the max range if possible. Ooh, I don't know how that fireball missed me. It was like right up. Now, you have to roll through this door if you want to get the Velka's rapier. I've seen some people use this rapier in PvP. It's got a pretty interesting moveset. It's definitely not the best damage of a weapon in the game. I don't know. Honestly, it's not that great, but it's kind of cool to just play with the moveset on it. I'm not even going to mess with it for now. You can mess with it if you come through this area. There should be some birds that drop on my head, but this is a miracle that causes people to be unable to cast spells. So in a situation where you're up against an enemy that shoots a lot of spells at you, that is a good miracle to... It's similar to the one in Demon Souls. Just, I was like, well, stop shooting magic at me. I'm going to cast this Valor Silence. I've never really seen it, a situation where I would want to have that instead of something else. But I don't know. It's kind of hard. Spells in this game, since you're limited to attunement slots, it's like You always have to make those choices, unless you want to just spend a lot of points in attunement slots, you know. Anyhow, I'm going to run through this fog wall, and there's a couple different ways it can go. I can go up these ladders right here, and if you go all the way up to the top, there is there's an orb, kind of like the red eye orb, that allows you, I think it's like a black eye orb, that allows you to put down a summon sign for PvP, so that you can do like a duel. And I'm just going to skip that for now. I'm going to come around this way, and this is like the alternate path. Instead of going down to the doorway that I unlocked previously, this is actually an area that you have to kill this dragon. And see, there's like a sleeping undead dragon. What I did was I grabbed that shield, and now I'm going to head the hell out of here. I'm like, oh my god, run away, the dragon! And he'll just kind of keep running at us. And you can stand right here, you're safe. He won't be able to attack you. This is actually a really easy boss once you know his little pattern. It's a very simple pattern. So what we're going to do is equip that shield that I just picked up. And that shield is really nice for the resistance. You get toxic, you get poison, bleed, and you get curse resist. You get all 4. And so it's a pretty good shield for that. It's a pretty good shield for this zone, actually, because a lot of that stuff here is prevalent. So he's just going to keep shooting poison down the middle. What you can do is just run up and stab him in the foot. If you get him about, 3-4 times. Well, I think the first time I have more time, so let's just have a few more. Now, what he's going to do is he's going to shoot poison on this side. So all you do is just run to the other side, do the same thing. If you stay too long, then he's just going to start swiping you with his feet. You know, if you're like, well, I can tank his poison. I'm not worried about his poison stuff. Which actually does have some more damage than just poison. It's not just going to poison you, because that would be pretty weak. It's like the dragon from earlier that we fought when we got the Istora Straight Sword and the Dragon Crest Shield or whatever. The very first or second episode anyways. Okie doke. And let's keep stabbing him in between the toes, because that's joyful. And there we go. Pretty simple. Like I said, this boss is not anything to be feared necessarily. And what we're going to do is we're going to head right over here, and I think he's got, yeah, just Dragon Skull. And at the end of this, it seems like an impassable wall, because if you attack it with any normal attack, it doesn't do anything. It just lays there. All right. So what you have to do is you have to do a forward R2 attack. You have to push forward and R2 at the same time, and it'll do an attack. It's kind of like a key. It's the only attack. It's not any sort of damage or anything like that. You just push forward R2. It'll do a jumping attack and hit it. I mean, depending on which weapon you're using, and that will cause it to stand up, and you can just skip this long bridge. So, anyways, through here is an optional boss. This chick right here. Don't freak out. She does look pretty scary. She's actually a half dragon, half human. She's a hybrid. So, pretty interesting. You can choose to fight her if you want to, or if you're just ready to get the hell out of the zone because you're not strong enough and you want to come back later, you can skip her for now and then come back and fight her later. So she's got this big scythe, which you can actually use her soul to create that scythe. It's a really good scythe, but you have to have a lot of bleed resist, otherwise it will bleed you, which is kind of interesting, actually. It's got a much stronger bleed effect than any other weapon in the game. It has like a 500 modifier, so you can take out like at least half of people's health with the bleed effect on it. So another thing about this boss is if you cut her tail off, you'll get a dagger. So it's kind of hard to do. And I'll show you, because she goes invisible in just a second. As soon as you attack her, she's going to go invisible, and that's the hardest part about this boss, in my opinion. So I'm just going to keep attacking her as much as possible, and she's gone. So in order to fight this boss, you have to kind of use context clues. So when you're running around, oh crap, she's already hitting me. Now, the one thing that bothers me about this boss, crap, where's she at? Anyways, one thing that bothers me about this boss is that every time she hits you, she starts a bleed effect, and that's why this shield is very good for this fight. I highly recommend using the shield, as well as any armor that has bleed resistance. So you can see her feet on the snow, and that's how you're gonna have to determine where she's at. Once you do a guard break on her, oh my god, are you serious? No! Alright, well, I kind of underestimated how much damage she was doing. I was like, well, I've got as much bleed resistance as I can get. She's not going to bleed me. It's like she went full out on me there at the very end. Alright, so I'm skipping back to pretty much the same thing where I was at. And essentially, once you get to around half, probably a good time to run around a bit. and avoid her. So if you run in circles, she'll most likely miss you. And God, it's really hard to hit her. Even if you can see her footsteps, she's not always like right where that foot is, from my experience. One good way to actually see her is if she doesn't attack, you'll see like a puff of smoke, and then you want to go run and hit that puff of smoke. That's one good way to do it. And I always try and attack just a little bit behind the feet. For some reason, that seems to work really well. Alright, so there's the footstep right there. Now I'm going to run right up and attack right into it. Now you can kind of see. If you hit her the first time, then you'll see the little blood stain. Now this was way freaking easier than it normally is. And I don't know, I guess I chopped her tail off. I don't know how. I don't usually do that, especially with the spear. That's awkward. I really didn't think I was going to get that. But that's a really good dagger for having poison or... not poison, but bleed effects on people. So I got the Xanthus set, which is... You'll loot that just by killing that guy from earlier. And make sure that you grab that before walking further on that bridge, because this cutscene right here is started automatically, and you'll just kind of jump off. You're like, ah! Anyways, that's it for now. I've shown you guys the painted world of Ariamis. Thank you for watching. Next up, we'll do a couple of other optional stuff, and then move on to the DLC. Thank you guys for watching. This is Kobe Cheese. Peace out.